today's financial market technical analysis and updates about weather and monsoon in India and around the globe. Welcome to today's FMTA. It stands for Financial Market Technical Analysis. Hello all, my name is Vaishali Sheth and I am the Head Research Analyst at Alpha Stock Market Consultancy and Technical Analysis Training Center. It is the research and analysis wing of Vaishali Agro Industry. Now in today's FMTA, we are going to see some offline and live trading Elliot waves using the Elliot Wave Theory. So let's get started. So look over to this online setup where we would be able to see and do some wave analysis using charts that show daily price movement of indices, stocks of different countries. Our focus is Indian market, of course. There are different ways and methods of looking at charts. There are also different type of charts, their style, and I'm using the candlestick chart type. I prefer this more because it gives me more depth on data of the activities of the price movement happened on that particular day. It can be a week, it can be a month or a year. Now this all depends on our time span that we are looking and that we are interested in. I will be pulling up the movement of one of the most important stock index of Indian market that might relatively help us in understanding its trend. And also we'll be sharing some tips and tricks of wave analysis in these videos. So here we are on the online interface. I'm using the interface that is investing.com. On the left hand side you can see that this is the chart area, so everyday price movement and the pattern and the movement, entire movement is seen here. So of course I'll be pulling up the most important index, like I said. So the most important one is Nifty 50. So I'm gonna go ahead and open it. So Nifty 50 index is basically a benchmark index of Indian stock market. Now it represents the weighted average of 50 of the largest Indian companies listed on the National Stock Exchange, that is NSE. Kindly understand, this analysis is purely for educational and knowledge purpose. Kindly do not trade or invest without proper guidance and advisory in these markets, as you know, you might bear huge losses or might not be a great idea doing so. So we can see here. Now little basic that I would like to say is that I am into the daily time span. You can always have different type of time spans here. I prefer the daily, and we also have week and in minutes also, but let's stick to the daily. Now like I said, I will be sharing some tips and tricks to find the waves or find the trend of the market. So let's do it. Now here are some tools which I will be using, and this is the price movement that happened. So like I said, this is the candlestick type of chart. You can always change it from here to bars or line or area. There are many more. I prefer the candles. So the basic of this would be that I don't know if some of them might be new. So for them, the red candle is showing that the market was down that day, and the green one is showing that the market was up that day. Now when I said that it gives me much more data, the candles, I meant in a way that you can have a look here that if this particular candle you see, now you can see here that how it shows the open, high, low and close of that particular day. Now this one is on the 4th of July 2024. You can see that the open was 23,179.50 and it made a low of 21,281.45, that is 21,281.45. It made a high of 23,179.50 and the close, of course this is the close here. Because it's a red one, You see the closing is on the lower side of the candle, the body of the candle. So it is closing is 21,884.50. Now we are looking at a day that is already done. Now if you look at this particular candle, it is 13th of September 2024. That is on last Friday. So the market was not bad. Uh, you can see how it opened in a very positive note. It made a high, and then it just happened to close around 25,430.45. Now let's come to our analysis here. Now how would you know what's going on exactly? Well, I will not give off much, but at least we can understand the trend here. So if you look at it, I'm just gonna go ahead and take a trend line. It's a simple trend line, and I just want to check if the trend is up or not. So here I am, just zooming out, and you can see that the entire 2024 year is finished here. After that, it's 2023, and so on. So if I go into the weekly here, we can see much more years. Look at that. And overall, if you see, the prices seem to go up and down, but overall the trend seems up. So now I'm talking about Elliot Wave. So of course, we need to know a little bit of what Elliot Wave is all about. There are two types of waves in this. One of the type is motive waves. So motive waves are basically five in total, and corrective waves are total three. So motive waves show the trend of that particular stock, say, or index, say, and corrective waves shows a small correction that happened while going up. So when I say correction, we are looking, if there is an uptrend, you're looking at a small corrective downtrend. Like look at this one right here. Okay. So all I will do is not go much deep into it, but I find a low here. There is a low somewhere here. And all I do is just go ahead and drag it, and you can see this point. It's one of the correction that happened, and I just stick to it and just go ahead and you know stop it here. All right, so this is the trend line right here, and you can see that how this point is touched here, and overall, like I said, it looks like an uptrend. All right, so now this is from 2020 to 2024, and of course this is the week, last week, like, okay, this candle, particular candle, shows the last week. Now let's go to daily again and understand what's going to happen for the next week, the coming week, of course. Now when I say the coming week, I'm talking about the week that starts on the 16th of September. There are some holidays, 1 or 2 days, so that 16th September week is what I'm talking about. Now how to do the count. Now if you see here, you can see that there is some wave movement here. So you can see how the waves are moving up, down, and so on. I'm just going to go ahead and quickly just name the waves. So like I said, the motive has five waves. This is my uptrend right here, and I find it motive. So I go ahead and name it. So that's my first wave. Okay, so just gonna write it here. So this moment is my first wave. Let me just do it with a trend line here. This is my first wave, and then we have the second wave right here. That's the second wave, and then let me get the trend line again so that it becomes easier to notice. That's my second wave, and then third. I'm sorry, my bad. Third, and fourth. And last but not the least, the fifth. So that's how we do the counting of the waves. Okay, here we go. Just taking my trend line and just showing you. That's my 5 waves, 5 motive waves. All right, 5 in total. So basically, you have to understand that when I say 5 motive waves, the entire one wave of 5 will give you one motive wave. All right, but in those motive waves also you will have corrective waves. So how do we know which one is a motive and which one is a corrective? The first one, the first wave, this is the start point, this is the end point of that wave. So the first wave is a motive wave, the second wave is the corrective wave. That's the start of the second wave, end of the second wave. The third wave is the motive wave. It's supposedly supposed to be the largest wave of all 5. And then we have the fourth wave, and then we have the fifth wave right there. Okay. Now understand, this will be the start of the fifth wave, and it can be a end. It's still going on. So it can go more up, all right, in this coming week. So here we are with the basic of the wave theory, the 5 waves, in which the 1, 3 and 5 are the motive waves, and 2 and 4 are called as the corrective waves. Okay, so so this is Nifty 50. Now I'm going to quickly go ahead and look for some more financial indices. Quickly we're going to review it for the next week. So one of them is Bse Sensex. Let me go ahead and do the needful. So here we are. You can just tell by this that it's the same. So in the start, I told you that that's the benchmark of the Indian market, Indian stock exchange, the Nifty 50. So even the Bse Sensex looks the same. So here we are with the first wave, the second wave, the third, the fourth, and the fifth one. It's still going on, like it would be like a question mark whether if it's done or not. So whether it's done or it's gonna go more up, that's to find out. So here we are. Okay, so that's a quick for Bse Sensex, and then some of the foreign market. So we've done with the Indian market. Let's do one more or two. I will do, say, the Dow Jones index. So here we are. So it's a New York Stock Exchange, the Dow Jones. Now we are in the daily here. I'm going to quickly go ahead and zoom out just to understand. Now, too much of sloppy choppy movements, too much of volatility in the market, and I'm sure there are so many news that support this, and of course there is elections coming on, so it's going to be much more volatile, hopefully. So yeah, you can see here, just quickly gonna drag a trend line here. I'll go for the weekly for a quick reference. I'm gonna go ahead and take this one as the low point. I'm gonna take the trend line here and then go ahead with it and take this point as the corrective low point, and go ahead and just skip there. So you can see that once this market has taken support of this particular trend line and is still moving ahead, of course we can count the waves in this also. So overall the picture looks up. It's going to be volatile, but let's see what it does this coming week. So that's Dow Jones for you. So we're gonna go and look ahead on another indice. I'm sure The index is known to most of them. It's Hangsang. It's Hong Kong Stock Exchange. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it over. And now we can see here how the waves are moving. Too much of volatility for sure. We are in the weekly. Okay, you can see here the entire movement from 2007 to 2024 looks too volatile. Okay, now of course, how do we know what trend it is in? So I generally, like I said, I use trend lines to count the waves. According to me, what I feel is this could be the corrective phase of the entire wave. Like this can be the A. Now we are looking at the correction here. So I'm going to go ahead. Corrective wave. Corrective waves are basically three waves, and we name them as A, B, and C. So this looks like a A to me. This looks like a B. Let's keep it capital B, and this looks like a C. Now the C has not yet ended. That's what it feels. It can be something else because you cannot come to a conclusion so soon in such market. Now looking at a C, okay, so of course there is a pattern of a corrective wave. Now again in future videos I might come to the patterns of the corrective waves too. Okay, so now which correction it is, whether it is the second one, whether it's the fourth one, we can always do a lot of analysis about it. Right now it's very choppy and too much of volatility, so the trend looks like it's in some kind of correction since so many years now. So that's a A wave for me. A is basically a motive. So it has a total 5 waves. The B is a corrective. It has a total of 3 waves. So when I say 3, that's 1, that's 2, and the 3. And then the C wave is again consisting of 5 wave movement. Okay. Now quickly I'm gonna see what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna pick this high point and this retracement point. Let's do this. And I went ahead with it, and just to understand whether the trend is down or how do we understand if the trend will change. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and clone this particular trend line and put it here. Now you have to understand, I'm going to go ahead and choose this as a reference point. This looks to me like some kind of corrective wave. Okay, of course will come someday, probably will come to what type of corrective wave. Now you can see over here that once it resisted, the market did go up, but it could not sustain the breakout. So it just went again and continued the trend. Now this particular line will show me whether the trend reversal will happen or not. So if it breaks this particular point, we might know if there will be a reversal or not. So you're looking at, I'm talking about this right here. So of course time will tell. This is just for information and education. So please, again, like I said, do not trade without proper guidance and advisory. All right, so that's Hang Seng for you, and we are done for today's indexes, so whatever indices that I talked about. And of course I'm going to go ahead and give a little bit information in the end about what's going to be the global weather and monsoon in India and across the globe. Little bit information of what's happening, if there are some major storms, hurricanes, or what can be the next coming few months, like whether it would be cold, extreme cold, whether there are chances of still the heat that we are facing. I'm just going to give a little base of it and going to wind up the report for today. So Generally, I'll be posting every Thursday. I will be doing the same that I did today, and it will be happening every week. So if you felt like the video is informative and engaging, kindly share, like, and subscribe for getting more such videos. And let's go ahead and understand things about the monsoon. So this is the world map to understand what all oceans are connected to different continents or countries. So as you can see, the Indian Ocean is connected to us, and there are two parts of Indian Ocean, the Southern Indian Ocean and the Northern Indian Ocean. So we are connected to the Northern Indian Ocean. Also, you can see Pacific Ocean on the right hand side, you can see Atlantic Ocean on the left hand side, and also, Pacific Ocean is divided into north and south. Now let's go ahead and focus on India for now. Let me just go ahead and show you. So on the left hand side we have the Arabian Sea, and on the right hand side we have the Bay of Bengal. Now let's understand what is the situation. So I have opened up the satellite imagery of India, and this is basically shared by the Indian Meteorological Department to understand what is the condition of the weather around India. So that's IMD, and we can see here that there is a circulation over UP. Now it's an ongoing cyclonic depression. So basically, it's now converted into a low pressure belt because it has, made it's on the land. So basically, just to understand what is a depression or what is a low pressure belt. So whenever, uh, you know, um, a low pressure system is formed over tropical waters with organized and definite cyclonic wind circulation, it is called as a depression, but once it reaches land it becomes a low pressure belt. So you have to understand that depression, it will be categorized as depression if and only if the speed of the cyclonic winds stay till 40 kilometers per hour. So if it's increasing, then it will be categorized into a tropical storm or maybe a hurricane, typhoon, or much more, depending on the speed of the wind. Now let's understand what this cyclonic winds are going to do for India. So in central India will be facing very heavy rainfall over Madhya Pradesh. You can see that the tail of it is somewhere. You can see here that it's the circulation of the wind is moving towards Madhya Pradesh, and because of that, heavy rainfall is possible. And then, obviously, like I shared with you, that the northwest India, the UP area, say Uttarakhand area, they all are the entire states are going to receive very isolated but heavy rainfall because of this belt for a few couple of days. And also, north and northeast area is also going to have heavy rainfall because of the ongoing monsoon season. And so when I say northeast will have heavy rainfall, we are looking at Andaman and Nicobar Islands, we are looking at Bihar, Jharkhand, Assam, and Meghalaya. So we are looking at this entire area. And also the west and south peninsular India. When I talk about that it's basically the Konkan area, Goa, Maharashtra, Marathwada, all this area comes into the west and south peninsular India, and over there it's light to moderate rainfall. So you can see that there is hardly any cloud cover in the south also. So hopefully everything will be well. And now let's understand what's going to happen over the world. So I do have this map again. So like I discussed with you that these are certain areas which we are going to discuss, and there is an ongoing cyclones in the entire different oceans of the world. So here I have pulled over a map. You can see that this is India right here. and you can see some red dots over here. So these red dots are nothing but an ongoing tropical storm. Let's understand which one it is. So this one is Pulasan. It's a tropical storm, and it has started, like, it became a storm on September 17th, and it's going to make a landfall according to them on the 19th of September in China. So it's very much near Taiwan right now. So let's see the satellite image of this particular cyclone. Let me share. So this is the, let me share the satellite imagery again. That's storm Pulasan, and you can see that, it's hovering over Taiwan, and that's Japan right up there, and that's China. So it's going to make a landfall around 19th of September. So let's wait and watch in what category, like category 1, 2, or what type of hurricane strength winds it will make a landfall in. So let's wait and watch. And then there is another one we can locate. Now this particular area is the Pacific Ocean. It's Western Pacific Ocean near the China Sea. And then this one right here is Gordon. It's converted into a tropical storm. It was first a depression. So it says that, it will be a storm till 20th of September. Right now you can see it says that it does have 40 mph speed. So it will gradually keep increasing, and we'll see how it goes. And you can check here, this is the route of it. Okay, let's see how it looks on the satellite image. So I do have that one. That's Gordon for you. It's not a bad circulation, but not very strong, and it's forming slowly. So till 20th of September we can see that it gets converted into possibly a bigger storm. So just sharing this with you. And then there is one more. It's like a depression. Again, it's near the South China Sea. So there are chances that it can become a tropical cyclone in next 48 hours. So it's this one. Let me show you. It's right here. It's the suspected area is that, again, it's going to be somewhere here, and it might blow the winds up till, the Bay of Bengal, and it will cross Vietnam along. So let's see if this particular depression gets converted into a cyclone or not. So this is all that's going on all over the world. And also I would quickly like to share with you that there is one more possibility of some system coming up. It's the news from World Meteorological Organization that predicts that 60% chances of La Nina towards end of this year is possible. So what is La Nina? Basically, it's a weather system where the temperatures cool down. So we did see a El Nino in 2023. So now the El Nino conditions are zero, and it's neutral. I would not say zero, but so the Enzo neutral it is called as. So conditions currently prevail for La Nina, but it's still, there is a wait. Maybe it might be possible around, say, October first week or second week, and it might sustain till February 2025, according to the World Meteorological Organization. So let's see. And there are 0% chances that El Nino might return, so nothing to worry about. We might see colder winters. So hoping for a good cooler weather soon. So all right, that's it for the monsoon and weather across the globe and India. Kindly like, share, and subscribe. Learn technical analysis and get specialized in wave analysis today and be your own fund manager. Why to rely on others when you yourself are aware of how to do your financial investments? Get your commodity currency and annual monsoon report. Also, we offer career counseling programs with assessment from class 8 to up till your graduation. So thank you all, and see you in the next session of FMTA.